Good afternoon. Although the act of recycling has been proven beneficial numerous times for decades now with credible facts, there's still some people among us, in our society, our friends, neighbors, family members, parents, who still won't take the time to recycle. Now, despite how different the reasons might be, it all boils down to the same fact. That is, it's not that important to them. Now, my goal today is trying to reason with these individuals, trying to convince them that recycling is not just a government program left for only a few individuals in our community to care for. Rather, it is everyone's responsibility in order to preserve our planet. To do so, I believe that in order for someone to understand the importance of his action, sometimes he needs to understand the consequences of his inactions. So let's just wonder what would happen if we do not recycle. What would happen if we do not try to reduce the vast amount of waste that we produce and just dumping them in our landfill sites in order around our community? What would happen then? Well, the answer is simple. We will all turn into green aliens and be forced to live underground. That was a joke. Well, in the most serious notes, there's three factors considered here, and that is the overflown landfill site, pollutions, and the destruction of our natural habitat. Now, our landfill sites are areas where we dump or dispose of all our garbage and debris. Now, to quote the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, this says that the American makes more than 200 million tons of garbage each year, enough to fill the Bush Stadium from top to bottom twice a day. Now, you have to understand that with this vast amount of waste, our landfill site will not be able to keep up with the disposal of all these vast amount of garbage, which in return will end up result to an overflow of the landfill sites. Now, all this garbage undisposed of will end up being toxic because of all mixture of different harmful chemical elements coming from these styrophones, the batteries, these cleaning supplies, and all these other household products that we use and that we get rid of and just dump them in our trash. And this excessive toxics will then lead to the second factor in our discussion, which is pollutions. Three necessary elements required for our survival to be polluted, and that is our water, our grounds, and our air. Our water be polluted would be infected by this toxic release from these landfill sites. This water pollution not only will be damage the animals, the birds, the fish, but also could contaminate our freshwater supply, and also resulting in making people sick. Next will be our grounds. We also be solved by these toxic elements, toxic chemical coming from these overflown landfill sites. The ground contamination will result in a decrease of soil fertility, which results in less crops, plants, and consequently could result toward famine. And lastly, our air will be also polluted, and that is because the foul smell coming from these landfill sites will make the air unbreathable. And if the air is unbreathable for us, it is unbreathable also for the animals and all living things on Earth that requires clean air to survive. So lastly, our natural habitat will also be impacted if we do not recycle. According to the EPA, every year, nearly 900 million of trees are cut down to provide raw material for American paper, and pulp mills. In the same notes, it goes further in saying that it takes 15 years, a 15-year-old tree, to produce 700 groceries, now bags. As you can see, the rates at which we consume, or we utilize or use our natural resources surpass the rates at which they replenish. So if we do not recycle, we will end up running out of resources to use. Now that I explained what would happen if you do not recycle, you can understand the role and the importance of recycling. And how is it that it is everyone's responsibility? That is because whether we want it or not, we all have an impact on Earth. So now it's time for us to act on this responsibility in order to prevent the destruction of our only livable space. And it is really not that hard, difficult. All it requires from each one of us is to care about it, and doing so by separating our everyday garbage in the corresponding containers. Meaning, all paper material disposed on paper containers, or plastic materials disposed on the plastic containers or plastic recycles, and all aluminum container, canned sodas and stuff like that go disposed on the aluminum containers disposal or recycle for proper disposal. So that's it. It's really not that difficult. All we require from each one of us is to care about it and act accordingly. Appreciate your time. Thank you.